And
Roman Reigns with some right hands. Strowman shoving it back into the ropes. Reigns looking to use his quickness.
What's cooking, WWE Nation? This is Ringside Insider, bringing you fresh wrestling heat every day. Smash subscribe and let's jump right in. The arena thrums with a raw, almost tangible electricity as thousands of fans rise to their feet. Every chant, every cheer seems to shake the very foundation of the building as the massive steel structure begins its slow descent. The clang of the cage door closing echoes like a warning bell, signaling that what's about to unfold goes far beyond a simple match. This is a confrontation fueled by pride, tension, and months of unresolved conflict. It is the kind of night where alliances are questioned, rivalries explode, and the atmosphere becomes thick with anticipation. What lies ahead isn't just athletic competition, it's a collision of identities and legacies, framed by a cage designed to push every competitor to their limits. The storm before the battle. The road to Survivor Series 2025 had been marked by dramatic twists and building tensions. Roman Reigns and CM Punk found themselves united out of necessity, each bringing a storied legacy and commanding presence. Their teammates stood with them, fueled by loyalty and the determination to fight for something bigger than themselves. On the opposing side, the Vision faction, led by a reinvigorated Brock Lesnar, rose as a force unafraid to challenge anyone in their path. The friction between both groups grew with each passing week as confrontations escalated from heated promos to chaotic brawls. Every glance, every shove, every word spoken backstage added more weight to the story, creating a sense that everything was building toward one unavoidable conclusion. The two sides of War Games. On one side stood the babyface warriors, a group defined by heart, resilience, and the belief that integrity still had a place in an environment built on ambition and competition. Roman Reigns and CM Punk led the charge, carrying with them the pressure of past tensions that now had to be set aside for the greater good. Surrounding them were allies who had endured countless battles, each bringing their own strengths and motivations. Opposing them was a faction engineered for dominance. Brock Lesnar provided a rare mix of experience and intensity, while Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed supplied unmatched power. Drew McIntyre contributed tactical awareness and psychological edge, and Logan Paul added an unpredictable spark. Together they formed a group that approached every moment with focus and precision, united by a shared purpose. The cage as the great equalizer. War Games is unlike anything else in sports entertainment. The structure itself creates a sense of confinement, urgency, and unpredictability. Strategy matters just as much as strength, and teamwork becomes essential for survival. The Vision faction entered the match with coordinated confidence, prepared to exploit every opening. Their advantage was not just physical, they were aligned in mindset, ready to adapt to every shift in momentum. The babyface team, meanwhile, carried the weight of internal questions. Could Roman Reigns and CM Punk truly put aside their shared history? Would past disagreements resurface at the worst possible moment? In a cage where seconds matter and hesitation can turn costly, trust becomes the most valuable resource, and the underlying tension threatened to influence everything. The chaos begins. When the bell rang and the first competitor stepped into the steel environment, the arena erupted. The clash was immediate, a blur of movement, strategy, and instinct as the teams tried to establish early control. The Vision faction executed their plan with sharp efficiency, using their powerhouses to maintain momentum. Breaker's explosiveness, Reed's strength, McIntyre's calculated strikes, and Logan Paul's high-risk approach combined to form a rhythm that was difficult to counter. Reigns, Punk, and their allies fought back with determination, using their experience to create moments of opportunity. They worked to support one another, calling audibles, adjusting strategy on the fly, and attempting to break through the coordinated pressure. But the cage, unforgiving in nature, magnified every slip and setback. The tide turns. The momentum shifted decisively when the Vision found a brief opening and seized it with precision. A mistimed move from the babyface side allowed Lesnar's team to regroup and drive forward with renewed force. One powerful sequence led to another as key members of the babyface team were momentarily isolated. Though toned down in intensity from more dangerous actions, the impact of the Vision faction's coordinated offense still created an overwhelming sense of urgency. Roman Reigns found himself targeted as the symbolic heart of his team, creating a moment that defined the match's emotional core. Despite Punk and the others rushing to stabilize the situation, the pressure became too strong, and the structure of the match made it difficult for them to regain their footing. The inevitable outcome. As the battle wore on and fatigue took hold, the clarity of the Vision faction strategy became undeniable. Their teamwork, preparation, and confidence built a foundation that the babyface team struggled to dismantle. When the final moments arrived, it became apparent that their victory was not just a product of strength, but of cohesion and purpose. When the bell finally rang to signal the conclusion of the match, the energy in the arena shifted. The Vision faction surpassed expectations, proving themselves a dominant force. Reigns, Punk, and their allies remained in the ring, exhausted, frustrated, and forced to confront the reality of a loss that felt deeply personal. The aftermath and shifting landscape. The ripple effects of the match were felt instantly across the WWE landscape. The Vision faction emerged legitimized, their victory solidifying them as a central force in the narrative moving forward. Brock Lesnar, reinvigorated by his leadership role, found himself at the heart of new conversations about power and control in the company. For the babyface group, the loss created an opportunity for reflection and reevaluation. Roman Reigns and CM Punk were left with lingering questions about leadership, trust, and how to rebuild after such a significant setback. The audience responded immediately, drawn to the emotional complexity and the sense of unfinished business that now hung in the air. Why the story works. From a storytelling standpoint, the decision to have the Vision faction come out victorious adds depth to the ongoing narrative. War Games is meant to feel unpredictable, and allowing the heels to win ensures that the stakes remain high as the story moves into the next phase. A clean babyface victory might have resolved too many conflicts too quickly, but this direction opens the door for long-term storytelling, character growth, and layered emotional journeys. The aftermath encourages viewers to remain engaged, looking for clues in promos, interactions, and subtle character choices. The road to 2026. As the story carries forward into 2026, fans can expect evolving alliances, opportunities for redemption, and new rivalries emerging from the fallout. The Vision faction will likely continue asserting themselves, using momentum to challenge champions and reshape the balance of power. Meanwhile, the babyface roster must rebuild, regain confidence, and determine where trust truly lies. This next chapter promises emotional weight, unpredictable twists, and moments that redefine careers. It is the beginning of a new era, one shaped by adversity, ambition, and the unwavering spirit of competition.